Well, looky what I have found. How cool is that? Little lock to protect their valuables. That is awesome. I've actually found another one, and it almost is probably the same type of lock. But I have to look when I get home. But I'm pretty sure it's the same type of lock. That is cool. Continue on. See, back in the day, before running tap water, they had to dig wells. This is the well that's up there by the old hotel that used to be in this town. There's one well right here, and the water actually up by the grove of trees actually runs down this way, so it has good groundwater. There's one well here, and over here I know there's another one in the brush somewhere for the hotels to have water for their guests. That's how they did it back in the 1800s. Here is a little fire, or is it a bullet casing, from the 1800s, right here. This was fired 120 years, 22 years ago, or more. Yeah, that is cool. Part of the history. Old cowboys gun. This is kind of interesting. You would like to see this thing right here, this mound of dirt? That is actually the track that they pushed the ore cart off that mountain. We will get on the track where lots of silver and gold came down this thing, and now is somewhere out in the wide world. That gold is now dispersed everywhere. But yeah, here's where the rail would have been. The little ore carts would have come down this thing, and if you follow it up, it goes right up the mountain, and then from there it actually goes, they cut the road right into it going down, but yeah, it would have gone down to the mill. But while we're up here is where they stored, imagine the gold and the stories of this thing. This is a safe from the 1800s. This is like, there ain't no way you're gonna pick that up. That is super heavy. Yeah, take some pictures of that. It's kind of cool. But this has been here since I was a kid, little kid, itsy bitsy. Would come around this thing. Yeah, and nobody's loading that up. That is like heavier than you'd have to have a little crane to get to have that. But somebody thought, there's got to be some gold still in there. But guess what? No, there's no gold. They took all their gold far away from this place. Look at the caster wheel still on it. That is cool. All right, time for pictures. As the sun's getting later in the sky, but I am going to have a good sleep tonight. Funny thing about it is I took a nap for a second, and I woke up with a dang Charlie horse. All right, here we go. I'm going to take some pictures. Why don't we walk the ore cart track road? The funny thing about it is, where the school was right next to this thing. So I wonder how loud it had been for the kids that were trying to study economics, and how pretty much to mine, because that was a lot of their future was mining. But yeah, the schoolhouse was sitting right about here. In the picture you can see it, I'll show you. But yeah, right next to where the ore cart would come down this track from up on the mountain down to the mill. Let's go down. Let's go down to see what the teachers are doing. And speaking of which, I wonder if they had graduation here. They probably did. They'd have the little graduation here. Go down, the kids would go down to the saloon, get wasted. Nah, I don't think so. Back then, they waited till they worked in the mine and they had arthritis and tuberculosis and a bunch of other diseases. Yeah, this right here. Man, they were sure messy kids. Look at all the school lunches right here. Wonder if they came in on buses. Yeah, right here would have been the schoolhouse. Would have sat here saying hello to the people, and they had to ring the bell. Bing, 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 bing. All you lazy bones people, come out of the town. Send your kids in. We're going to learn about mining. That is the thing that we are learning today. And look, they sure were kids. They sure littered the thing. Here's a beer, a stone crock. I think it usually came from Germany, but they're right there at the schoolyard. Can you imagine that? All right, look, wine and a beer. Yeah, their schoolhouse rocked. Look at these. Another probably olive oil. Ooh, whiskey. Yeah, they got it on. Oh, check out this plate. Fancy, fancy. Ordered that from Sears Roebuck catalog. It's coming down the line. Well, I'm going to order me a blue plate one because I got to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, I got this thing getting away. There's another crock. What is it? A stone beer. See what we see. I can show you. I know my way around old bottles and things from my dad, because we dug up a bunch of them back in the 80s, and he started in the 60s. There, you know about that. Purple glass. Do I need to keep on reminding you how purple glass gets formed? It is not purple. It is clear. Then it turns purple with the sun light. But it is pretty. I'm going to take some pictures of that. Oh, this is beautiful. Ooh. Wow. I still love that. All right. Well, I've been looking around here. Let me show you what I found. First of all, we've got this. This I think is either harmonica piece or some type of instrument. That's pretty cool. Then you got this, which I think is a watch dial, like a little turner. Actually, it might be, to tell you the truth, this one might be for a kerosene lamp. It'll turn. I just started to think about it. But my eyesight is terrible, so you could probably read it better than I can. Right now, at least. Look at all the different calibers. And you've got a baby pin for newborn baby of this town that is now grown and passed on. Guarantee. It was a baby at one time in this town. And you got these shotgun. This one's really cool. Check out that shotgun. Can you read it? And then you got this shotgun casing from all these from the 1800s. Revival, new revival. Oh, you got another one, and I can't really see this one. My eyesight is terrible. That is cool. It looks like it got a pattern on it. I'll have to clean them all up. And then a little tab off of something. We have not found a Levi piece, which my friend is looking for one. That is my mission, to find that little piece of Levi snap that he wants. But who knows? We may yet find it. But it is nice. It's quiet. Nobody's in here around. They're not coming up this road. Like you say, it's about 70 miles that way and 70 miles the opposite way from anything. That's why this town is a nice town to come to. And this is my dad's, like I say, my dad's favorite town. He wanted to be, he always used to joke, I want to be the mayor of this town. But the funny thing about it is, up there in the grove up there, we actually buried a piece of my dad. No, not an arm, not a leg. No, he had had a retainer, like, you know, one of those old style things that had the tooth on it. And I buried it up there in the grove. So a little bit of my dad is still in this town. But yeah, we'd be camping. Usually we'd camp at the tree that used to be there. But sometimes we'd go up to the grove up there. But a lot of times we're there. But we'd be all through these. There was buildings all on these hills. This goes to the mill back there. Like I haven't said it a billion times. And then mine up there. It's just like dead quiet. Well, you can hear the birds. And every once in a while moo of a cow. And there is some wild horses that are like going through the brush over there. But yeah, it is nice. I've got my bed already made down at the car. So no worries now. There's a crow. That's about it. That's all you hear. A crow, a cow. And surprisingly enough, the wind wasn't bad, but it's really died down. All right, well, these little pieces of history need to be preserved. While we're here, I'll show you. So there's the mines up there. They used to have a track that used to come down here. It'd all go down to the mill down here. There's not much left in the mill. But we will go down and I'll show you what is left of there's some boilers. What's left of it. And it looks like over here is a safe where they'd have had bullion or gold or thousands of dollars. Actually, that's not. There is a safe up there. I don't know if somebody's taken it, but this one's not. This is actually the ore cart. Forgive me, this is not a safe. This is the ore cart. What's left of one. Check it out. That got munched. You can see down here one of the stacks of the mill. All that's left is the bricks left. But it sat here, one of the mills. Down there is a rock-faced, rock foundation one that we're going to go down and take a look at. There is not much left of the mill. You can see bricks and rock. I'm gonna have to do some investigating around here though. I remember finding, when I was just a young kid, a wooden dowel that came out of this dirt. This dirt's really powdery. and it was like perfectly preserved. It was almost like balsa wood, but the shape, everything, it wasn't rotted or anything. It preserved that dirt right there, preserved it just perfectly. But I still haven't seen, oh, there it is right there. We'll go down there. There's some big old barrels or vats that they like boilers, I think it might have been, steam boiler that they used to use for their machinery. It's still down here. The bottoms of it still there. Whoa, lizards everywhere. You have to come home with me, one of you. I'll put you in a little jar. I just won't tell Jamie, but the boys will like the lizards. All right, let's go find our way off of here. Ooh, that's a drop off and a half. Maybe we can go down this way. We'll make our way down. Come with me, why don't you? And hopefully there's not a big animal in there that's gonna bite our ankle. All right, scale down. Try not to fall. Check that out. I wonder what that's to. Big old piece of hardware. In fact, there's all kinds of pieces in here. Interesting, interesting. These are the things I find interesting. Old history of the mill, the mining days. And that we are down in the sand. And I remember one time being down here, and there we found a scorpion when I was a kid. And we had this great idea. We would take a jar and we put the scorpion in the jar and we put the lid on it and we threw it up in the air and it hit the ground and the lid came off and the scorpion was not to be found anywhere. And I'll tell you what, it felt like I had a scorpion somewhere on me. I just remember it was not a good feeling. It felt like the scorpion had come out and maybe fell on you. All right. And we did see a rattlesnake up here one time. Hopefully we don't see a rattlesnake this time. But these are the things I used to do when I was a kid. I had to be out exploring this. But yeah, you can see all the materials. All right, let's continue on. No danger noodles, please. Alright, we'll look over here. I actually have a picture of my little boy in that thing. But check out that. That was quite an extensive little mill they had here to process the ore. But it's still here. The town was that way. The mine, again, they came down. All the ore came off here. Went into the mill to get smashed, and you can see what's left of the rock just turned to dust, turned to mud. And look, oh man, there's lots of lizards here. Look at them all. Hello, buddy. This right here is one of their beds. Check that out. Bed frame, like a headboard. Huh. Let's go down to look at the boilers. The boilers of the mill. What's left of the mill. That's cool. All the hardware. Little bucket. Check out those big old bolts. crazy. No brick. Look at the brickwork up there. That's cool. I had to take a bunch of pictures. Make it a day of picture day. But not right now. Man, there's lots of lizards. Lizards are having a good time. Alright, let's head down. Yeah. I love this color of bottle. Kind of like a aqua color. It's one of my favorites. Check out a little piece of material stuck in the hill. Pipes everywhere. All destroyed. All come to pieces. Look. No, it's not just a piece. I was going to say, little did you know that apparently you could drink at work. They weren't worried about slicing off an arm, maybe to dull the pain of how labor intensive their job was. Alright, let's push on through and I'll see if I see anything. And to run the boilers, you had to burn a bunch of material. Look at all the ash and charcoal of everything that burnt to keep those boilers going. Yeah, they probably took a bunch of the cedar down off the hill to keep it going. But yeah, this is just a big old mound. This is where they deposited everything that they burnt in there to keep the boilers going. There's some of the smokestacks. What's left of the brick of the smokestack. Looks like they had a road that actually came down this way in the lower part of the town where they had the lower mine people. Yeah. All right, let's get on the road. Why don't we? Let's go up to the road. Look, another horseshoe from the old miners. Let me give you some more information. Even though you're landlocked and you're far, far away from the ocean, you're in Nevada, in the middle of Nevada, guess what? The miners had taste for oysters. Yes, it was a big thing, apparently, back in the 1800's. So I'm sure these came on a train all the way to the miners from the ocean, from California, because they were making a lot of money, or somebody was, and they could afford to have oysters. But yeah, you'll find when you go to ghost towns, sometimes you'll find oyster shells, lots of them. Because that was, there's more up there, see there? That was, I guess, a delicacy back then. Check out that oyster. Another oyster shell right up there. And then a whiskey. Broken. Looks like it's probably San Francisco. Oh look. This whole area. Man, they were living life. They had their whiskey right here. Whiskey, and they had plenty of oysters. Look at all the shells. That one's kind of a pretty shell right there. Might take that one home, actually. Man. Oyster Central. Who would have thought this far from the ocean you would have oyster shells? See if we see anything more. Little pans and buckets. Oh man. What's she doing? You see that snake? There's a little blue belly one. Freaked me out. Harmless though. Yeah, I'll be a little bit more cautious about turning things over. See if we see any more stuff. There's a new road going in. That road actually didn't come in. You know, there was a different road that actually came into the town. But that got pushed in later. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that butterfly. Little blue one. Alright, let's continue on. Is that a whiskey bottom? That's a new one. That's 70s. That's no bueno. Alright, join back up in a little bit.